Look, Matthews, let's get one thing straight. You're not going to get any help from me. I'm on the other side, remember?
I've been reading up on you, Nelson. You're a good police officer. You got a record anyone would be proud of.
You know how I got that record? By calling a spade a spade. No favors, no sentiment, just doing the job I'm paid to do.
You did a little more than that.
Look, I know what you're getting at. Your client's young and she's a bride. I also know Jack Miller's dead.
What I was getting at was a thing called justice. But in your frame of mind, you wouldn't understand. Look, Nelson, I don't know whether you realize it or not, but we're on the same side. I just hope it gets through to you before it's too late. Faced with such damaging testimony from the arresting officer, Janet Fraser's only chance was that some evidence could be produced to confirm her denial that she had been drinking. I didn't find it at the scene of the accident, but I was able to persuade Officer Nelson before he went on duty to meet me at the garage where Mrs. Fraser's car had been impounded.
This is it.
Yeah, just like the police said. That warning light was burning all right. I seen it when I picked up the wreck.
And it's your contention that Janet Fraser should have seen the barricade and the patrolman?
I don't think she could see nothing. I think she was blind, stinko, blotto.
What makes you so sure?
Well, when I come up to haul this heap away, the smell was so strong I nearly got a toot on. Yeah, just passing by.
Well, there was supposed to have been a bottle of brandy in the car that was broken in the wreck.
There was. It's all on the report.
And is it your theory they were drinking from this bottle?
Could be.
This bottle has never been opened. The seal hasn't been broken.
So what? That could have been a spare.
You know, I've been picking these messes up off the highways for, 15 years now. And every time I run into one of them boozers, the first thing he tells the cops is he's just taking the stuff somewheres. Yeah. Nobody ever drinks it. No, he just carries it to somebody else.
That's right. They could have killed 3 bottles before the accident and thrown the empties out the window. Or stopped at any bar along the highway.
Hey, then I got a flash for you. Here. I found these on the floor when I picked the car up. That joint's just 3 miles from where they plowed that there cop under.
I have a day off on the 22nd. If I can be of any more help.
I wanted to question Janet Fraser about the Blue Star Bar, but I was informed she was under sedation. Then I received a visitor and a big surprise. Hello, Tilly.
I just came from the jail. Janet's sick.
She'll be all right.
She'll never be all right until she's cleared of this. She's that kind of a girl.
We're doing the best we can.
Well, you can stop trying. The case is over. I killed that cop.
What are you talking about?
I thought Janet could get away with it. You know, young bride and all that. But it looks like I was wrong. I was driving the car. Pretty drunk, too. After it happened, Janet slid me over and got behind the wheel herself.
Then you two had been drinking.
I'd been drinking. All during the wedding party.
But Janet said there had been no drinking at her grandmother's.
Maggie's getting old. I was hitting the bottle, and she and Janet didn't know about it.
Then you stopped at the Blue Star Bar.
Yeah. I had a few more there. Like they say, the best drinks in the state.
Do you realize that you can receive up to 10 years in the penitentiary for such a crime?
I wasn't expecting a medal. Well, aren't you going to call the cops and have them take me in so Janet can be released?
If the police want you, they'll be after you soon enough. Janet had asked me not to tell her grandmother what had happened. But after Tony's confession, there was no alternative.
But, Mr. Matthews, Janet is the kindest-hearted person that ever lived. It must have been an accident.
There's no doubt about that. It's just that she had the accident while she was intoxicated.
It's a lie. I'd skin them both alive, and they know it.
According to Tony, it's not a lie. He's trying to take the blame, claims that he was drinking during the wedding party.
Tony drinking, and I not know it? Huh. Come with me a moment. Look at all that, Mr. Matthews. Just look at all that. The grapes are a legend in our family. My husband's father brought the first little vines into this valley from Europe. There isn't a grape grown that I don't know the smell of, whether it's fresh or fermented. Not only can I tell when a man has been drinking, but what as well.
You know, I believe you could. Here's a copy of the accident report. I'm sure you'd like to look it over.
You know, when a person has lived 75 years, they learn a lot about people. I think I know how this patrolman must feel. I'd like to talk to him.
I wish you would. I'll try and arrange it.
Thank you.
Well, goodbye, Mrs. DiMaggiore.
Just call me Maggie.
Maggie DiMaggiore was obviously a woman of honesty and integrity, and I was sure she wasn't lying. But there was still the Blue Star Bar.
Yeah, I remember those kids. Two real characters.
What makes you say that?
Well, what's more of a character than a newlywed?
Did they buy any drinks here?
That's what nearly knocked me over. They walked in here with this jug, like as if my liquor wasn't good enough.
Could you estimate how much they had to drink?
Oh, I'd say about a couple of cartons.
2 cartons?
Yeah, they ordered milk. Screwy-like. Then they poured the milk into the mugs and sat over there toasting the bottle. Never even opened it. Like I'm telling you, never met such screwy characters.
Thank you very much, Mr. Bolter. And here's a subpoena for the trial.
A subpoena? You mean I've got to go to trial? Well, that's what I get for opening my big fat mouth.
Well, so it shouldn't be a total loss. I'll have something.
Oh, fine. What'll it be?
Glass of milk.
Milk? And it's on the house.
Now it was time to talk to Don Nelson again, and hope he would listen to reason.
Now, look, Matthews, I was there and I know what I saw. And you know the courts have a habit of believing the arresting officer.
You call yourself a police officer? You don't want justice. You're looking for a patsy.
Now, wait a minute.
Now, you wait a minute. I know your buddy was a nice guy, and it's a rotten thing that he was killed. But does that give you the right to play judge and jury and decide who's responsible?
I'm going by the book of rules, and you know it.
Then play it right down the line.
Meaning what?
Go back to the scene of the accident and go over everything again with me.
Forget it.
Well, then at least talk to all the witnesses.
What do you mean, all the witnesses? I was the only witness.
There was a witness as to whether or not those 2 kids had been drinking.
What do you mean?
The only place they could have had a drink before the accident was at the girl's grandmother's.
You expect me to believe that girl's grandmother?
She's still a witness to the fact. Well, you're going to follow the book of rules, Nelson? Or are you afraid you might learn the truth?
Get in my car, I'll try it your way.
I have read Officer Nelson's report. I'm afraid that just saying that Tony and Janet were innocent won't be very convincing. I expect you hear a lot of such talk from